again. Thanks so much for watching. So let's just jump into this video. So I was watching, a lot of people do this Disney tag. And pretty much it's a Disney parks tag. So you just answer questions about your favorite things. I think it's pretty much at any park, but it's just general questions. Some of them are kind of difficult to answer. I didn't really think it out. I kind of just read through them and then had a general idea of what I was going to say. But some of them I kind of like got stumped on. So let's see. Okay, so number one, how many Disney parks have you visited? I've only been to Walt Disney World in Florida. We hope to go to Disneyland in California one day. We were kind of talking about it, Aaron and I, about this year, but it looks like it's probably not going to happen this year. I don't know yet. One of our friends lives in California. It's only like an hour and 40-minute drive from Disneyland. So we were kind of thinking, we're planning that out. Hopefully, if not this year, then next year we can go. And that'll be something definitely to check off my bucket list. Number two is your earliest Disney memory. The first time I went to Disney World was in 2018. It's only 2020. My earliest memory was, I don't know if this counts as a Disney memory, but whenever we were flying to Disney, we flew the first time. Whenever we were flying to Disney, we were supposed to leave at like 7 or 8 o'clock that morning, and our flight got delayed for 8 hours. We ended up not leaving until around 9, maybe, or maybe it was even later than that. And it was a 2-hour flight, but they ended up making us, instead of going straight from Mississippi to Florida, we had to go Mississippi up to Alabama and then back down to Florida. So it was a little bit longer than what it's supposed to be. We didn't get to Orlando until about midnight. Then we had to buy a rental car. It was a whole thing. That's my first memory of like Disney World, was like, I can't believe this is happening. But if you're talking about an actual like Disney World memory, my earliest memory was probably when we walked through the boardwalk and we checked in and I saw how absolutely gorgeous it was. And I was like, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm at home. Also, can we just talk about like what I'm wearing real quick? It says Main Street Magic, and it has the little Main Street train station and the castle. I just love this shirt so stinking much, and I hardly get to wear it, so I had to wear it for this video. My favorite park is so difficult. I mean, the most trendy thing to say is Magic Kingdom, right? But it's really between, I mean, Magic Kingdom is the most like ideal. Like when you think of Disney World, you're like, oh, I want to see the castle, I want to be on Main Street. But it's so difficult for me because I'm kind of like, I love the aesthetic of Hollywood Studios. And now that they've brought in the Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge, and they've also got the Toy Story land there, it's quickly becoming my favorite park. I don't know, like we went during Christmas time this year and it was so stinking beautiful. It was so like just vintage feeling, and they had like the vintage Santa, and I don't know, I absolutely loved Hollywood Studios this time. If you would have asked me on my first trip, I probably would have said Magic Kingdom, just because we had the most memories there. My husband and I didn't expect my husband to fall in love with Magic Kingdom, but he stinking loved it. Like, he wanted to go back again. So we ended up, our first trip, canceling our day at Hollywood Studios so we can go to Magic Kingdom twice. But then whenever we went this past year in 2019, we went to Hollywood Studios. I fell in love with Hollywood Studios, so I'm probably gonna go with Hollywood Studios. How many on-site hotels have I stayed in, and what are they? I've only stayed in 2, and they're a lot different. My first time we stayed in the Boardwalk Villas, thanks to my mother-in-law who planned that for us. They surprised me for my senior trip. It's also the trip that Aaron and I got engaged. And so I didn't really plan any of that out. It was all on them. So I'm so thankful I got to stay there. It's a deluxe resort, so it's super nice. We had a lot of fun there. It was gorgeous at night. There's water. You can literally walk to Epcot from the back part and just go straight in the back entrance. It's really nice. And the other one I stayed at this past year was All Star Sports. So, one's a deluxe and one's a value, but All Star Sports wasn't bad. Like, you gotta think about it. You're not really in the hotel very long. And the All Star Sports is like a normal hotel, like just with 2 queen-size beds, a little bathroom, you know. It was nice. Had like a little football field, it had a pool, there was a bus stop. It was normal. My favorite castle, of course, I've only seen Cinderella's castle in person. I've seen pictures of other castles, but because I've only experienced the Cinderella's castle, of course it's my favorite because it's the first one I ever saw, and although it's not the first castle ever made by Disney, it is my favorite. So, favorite land/area. This one was so hard for me. Oh, it's so hard because, like, if you ask me favorite land/area per park, it'd be, hold on, it'd be at Magic Kingdom. My favorite land would be probably Tomorrowland. I would normally say Frontierland because I stinking love Splash Mountain and Thunder Mountain, but I rode Space Mountain for the first time last trip, and I love Space Mountain, and I love the People Mover, and it's like a hard battle between Frontierland and Tomorrowland, but because I love Space Mountain so much now, I'm gonna go with Tomorrowland. If you ask me Animal Kingdom, then I'm probably going to tell you Pandora, of course, because the ride at Pandora is so amazing. I love Satuli Canteen. I love the Pineapple Lumpia. It's my favorite snack in Animal Kingdom. The drink's okay. I liked the drink the first time. I think it was because it was so hot. It was in June when we went last time, and it was insanely hot. I think I was just really dehydrated, and I drank the drink, and I loved it. This last time we went in November, I drank it, and I literally took like 3 sips, and I threw it away. I was like, this is not how I remember it. I don't know if they've changed it since the first time I've had it, or if it's just my taste buds have changed. I don't know, but the first time I drank it, I like loved it, and this last time I drank it, I just was like, okay, yeah, I'm good, and I just threw it away. But the Pineapple Lumpia tastes the same. If you ask me about Epcot, of course it's going to be World Showcase. Love World Showcase. And my favorite pavilion there is going to be France because I love their pastries and their coffee. And I just love the whole vibe of it. I could just sit right outside Artesian d'Iglesias, I think is how you say it. There's like a little table right in front of there, and last time me and my friend Brianna, who went with us, we just sat out there and waited for our husbands to get out of one of the shops, and it was just so nice to just sit there and listen to the music. I just loved it. It's Hollywood Studios. Favorite land is Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. So out of all of those lands, I would say that Tomorrowland's my favorite. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tomorrowland. What is the most underrated ride? I wonder if they mean in like all of Magic Kingdom. I mean, all of Magic Kingdom. I wonder if they mean in like all of Disney World or like per park, or do they mean like in general? I'm just gonna say that they mean in general. The most underrated ride in Disney World. This is so hard because I don't really know of a ride that's really underrated. I know I love Splash Mountain, and there's not too many people who just like love it. People usually are like, I went on it once, it was good, it was cool. I like the big drop, but that's it. And then you have people who are like, I love it so stinking much. And I'm one of those people who love it so stinking much. So, I mean, I guess I'm gonna say Splash Mountain. I can't really think of anything else that's really underrated because pretty much every ride at Disney World has its own fandom. So I'm just gonna go with Splash Mountain, even if that's not the truth. The most overrated ride, in my opinion, and people are gonna hate me for this, is Peter Pan's Flight or Small World. it's a small world. I think that's just because I rode Peter Pan's Flight this past time and have heard like the lines are always so long and that you need to get a fast pass for it. So I got a fast pass for it, and it lasted like literally not even a whole minute. Like it lasted like 30 seconds of just sitting. I get it, it's a kid's ride, but like for there to be so much hype about it, maybe it's just the nostalgia for people. I don't know. But when I rode it, I was like, really? I used the fast pass on this? Like I won't do that again. Like I've rode it once and that's enough, but I'm good with not having to ride it again or use a fast pass on it, unless it just like randomly opened up. But fast passes just don't open up for Peter Pan's Flight, and that's why I think it's so overrated. Now, Small World, I just say it's overrated because I feel like it's just a bunch of kids singing the same song over and over again, and the song gets stuck in your head. Like I said, these are all kid rides, so that's probably why I feel this way, but I don't know. It's just how I feel about it. My favorite show / parade. My favorite show, I really liked when Elsa lights up the castle at Christmas time and puts all the Christmas lights on it. I don't know what that show is called, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It starts at 6 and then the actual fireworks are at 9. But at 6 o'clock, Elsa goes out when it gets dark and she does this little thing where she gets her little ice things and covers the castle and it lights up. And we saw it in person, and we also saw it from California Grill. We were sitting right by the window where you can see the castle while we were eating, and we waited till 6 o'clock and we watched her do it from way up above. It was so beautiful. That's my favorite show. My favorite parade is It's a Good Time. Maybe that's not the name of the parade. Maybe I don't think it's Festival of Fantasy, but they play the song. It's like, come on everybody, it's a good time. Dun, 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 dun. To the east now, rock it to the west. Something, something, something. Come on everybody, get your ears on. I think that's what, anyhow. It's something like that, and me and my husband, when it came on, Aaron like got it stuck in his head and he found the song on iTunes, and we've been listening to it over and over again, and it's became my new favorite parade. So do I enjoy meeting characters? I'm gonna be honest, I've never went out of my way to meet a character. I don't have to meet characters to make my trip worthwhile. If I happen to see a short line for a character, or I'm walking around and a character's walking around, I'll say hey or hi. But I never just like wait in a 40-minute line to see a character, because me personally, I'm really weird about talking to people I don't know. So in my mind, I know that that's just a person playing a character as an actor or dressed up in like a big fursuit. And I'm thinking in my head, these people think that I'm crazy. So I just get very self-conscious, and I don't like, when I first walked into a Disney park ever, my first trip, we walked into Epcot the back way whenever we're staying at Boardwalk. We walk in and there's Prince Eric literally just standing there, and he's like, hi, do you want a picture with me? And I was like, sure. My first time ever interacting with a character, I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah, sure, thanks. And my husband didn't know that the characters stay in character no matter if you're a child or an adult. And my husband was like, oh, cool, man, you look just like him. And Eric goes, that's because I am him. And Aaron looks at him like, yeah, bro, I know, but like you're dressed up as him. Like, I bet you have a fun job. And Prince Eric is like, a fun job? What are you talking about? Like, and my husband was so confused. Like, my husband was like, why is this man still talking to me like he's a character? Like, I know he's a real person. And I had to explain to my husband, like, they don't get out of character for anyone. Like, they'll get in lots of trouble. Like, they're supposed to stay in character no matter what. Going out of my way to meet a character, probably won't. But I do enjoy meeting them. I just don't enjoy, I guess, going out of my way to meet them. The character meet and greets that I've had so far have been fun, which the next question is, what characters have you met and your favorite one? So I did meet Prince Eric on accident, my first time ever walking into a park. That was really funny, like I said, because of my husband asking him questions and him not answering. And then I also I seen Mary Poppins. I didn't meet her. I saw her. She was walking through Magic Kingdom my last trip, and she was talking to a little girl and holding her hand, and they walked right in front of me, and I videoed it. But, sorry, my husband's game is on. That's the only two characters I've ever really interacted with. Others I've saw, like, in parades or in shows, but I've never really stopped and, like, got pictures and met them. My favorite restaurant. It has changed per trip. So, our first trip, we loved the flying fish at the boardwalk. We soon realized that we loved it so much because of the nostalgia, because the night we got engaged, we ate at the flying fish. So, I think that's why we liked it so much. This past trip, it was California Grill, because we'd never eaten there before in the Contemporary. And we got to watch the fireworks from the Christmas party. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. And then we also got to watch another night, Elsa light at the castle. So, I'm going to say my favorite restaurant right now, so far, is California Grill in the Disney's Contemporary. Do we have any Disney traditions? We always get an ornament every trip. We got an ornament the first trip we went on that had the date of our engagement on it. Sadly, my dog ran into our Christmas tree this year, and the one thing that broke and fell off the tree was our engagement ornament. So we went back again this year, and we got one that has our 1-year anniversary, and it says 1-year anniversary, and it has the date of our wedding on it. The last one had the date of our engagement on it. We didn't get a new one because I just didn't know what all we were going to want to buy this trip. I didn't want to spend too much money. But I think the next trip we go on, instead of getting another ornament, I'm just going to get the old ornament redone. But that's our Disney tradition. We always get a Disney ornament, and it's always like the little glass one with like the Mickey head or whatever. It's so cute. My favorite park memory, everybody's going to know this, is when Aaron and I got engaged. We got engaged at Port Orleans Riverside Resort. Going from Disney Springs on a boat, then getting on a carriage, and then when we got off the carriage, there was a photographer, and then he asked me to marry him. I can maybe insert some photos right here as I'm speaking, but it was very sweet. We had our engagements right after we got off the carriage, and after he proposed, she just like, okay, let's do your engagements right now. And so we just got them over with, which was really nice. I didn't have to stress about that. But that's my favorite memory from Disney World. My favorite thing I've purchased in the parks is my Pandora charm bracelet. I'll insert a picture of it right here as well. I got it. It's my first ever Pandora bracelet, and I'm super excited to build it and put charms on it. I actually got about 4 or 5 charms for Christmas, so when I go back on my new trip coming up hopefully soon, I'm gonna be able to wear that. And last but not least, what is my dream Disney trip? My dream Disney trip would be to take my little sister to Disney World. I know that she would love it so much, and she's never been before, and she's about to be 16 in April, and if I had a dream Disney trip, it would be to go with my sister, and we all stay in the Contemporary, and we stay for like 8 days, 7 days, and just be able to treat my sister and be able to show her around the parks. And I would get so excited to show her like my favorite things and to see her experience it for the first time, to see the castle for the first time. I think that she would have an amazing time. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this Disney tag. If you have any questions about the tag, please let me know. I can try to insert the questions below in my description if you want to do it yourself. It's not made by me. This is not made by me at all. I got this Disney tag from, I think, the Disney Damsels. They did it on their channel, and all I did was copy the questions and paste them where I could read them, and I can paste them below as well. If you want to see their video, go check it out. And then they also have where they got the tag from other videos as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to keep dreaming.